Today, we're going to look at a BodyViz brain builder about anatomical terminology. Learning anatomy is very similar to learning a new language because anatomy is a very vocabulary-heavy subject. Some of the words anatomists and medical professionals use seem intimidating and overly complicated. However, there are trends within the roots, prefixes, and suffixes of anatomy terms that give clues as to what these terms mean. In this brain builder, we are going to discuss some common prefixes, root words, and suffixes to help you understand and simplify anatomical terms. Let's begin with a quick history lesson. Most medical terminology is derived from Greek, and anatomy terminology is derived from Latin. This is because Greeks were some of the first to practice medicine, and when Greek medicine migrated to Rome, Latin terminology began popping up into anatomical terminology. The Hippocratics were the first to describe diseases based on observation, and the names given by them to many diseases are still used currently. Latin was the standard language of science in the 18th century, so all medical texts were written in Latin. There are hundreds of anatomy root words, prefixes, and suffixes that we could have included in this brain builder, but for the purpose of keeping things simple and as an introduction, we will cover the most basic and common prefixes, root words, and suffixes in this video. Let's begin with prefixes. Prefixes can be used to describe a number, direction, position, or condition of a term. Let's learn about how a prefix can describe where a muscle, procedure, or condition occurs on the body by giving directional and positional clues. Ab means away from. An example of this would be abduction. Ad means toward, as in adduction. Dorso or dorsi is a prefix meaning behind or in the back. An example of this would be the dorsal branch. Ecto or exo, meaning outside. An example of this would be ectoparasite. Endo means inside. An example of this is endoderm. Epi means upon, as in epinephrine. Hypo or sub are prefixes that mean underneath. Example of these include hypoglossal and subcutaneous. Intra means within, as in intra-abdominal. And lastly, super or supra means above, as in suprascapular. Next, let's learn some common root words. Root words describe the region of the body. It is helpful to memorize the root words as an anatomy student, so that when faced with a new or challenging term, you can have a general understanding of where the term is located. Abdominal means abdomen. Buccal means cheek. Cranial means skull. Digital means fingers and toes. Femoral means thigh. Gluteal means buttocks. Inguinal means groin. Lumbar means the loin, which is the lowest part of the spine, below the false ribs and between the hips. Mammary means breast. Nasal means nose. Occipital means back of head. Pectoral means chest. Thoracic means chest. Umbilical means navel. Suffixes can be used to describe conditions that may be affecting a specific region or surgical procedures. The following suffixes can be added to a root word to describe a condition a patient may be experiencing. Algia means pain, as in myalgia. Emia means blood, as in hypoglycemia. Itis means inflammation, as in bronchitis. Lysis means destruction or breakdown, as in dialysis. Oid means like, as in haploid. Opathy means disease of, as in neuropathy. Pnea means breathing, as in sleep apnea. There are hundreds of different prefixes, root words, and suffixes used in medical and anatomical terminology. Having a basic knowledge of just a few of these can help familiarize yourself with new and obscure terms and save you time in the long run with your anatomical studies. Next, let's look at an example of applying our knowledge about prefixes, root words, and suffixes to understanding anatomical terminology. Let's look at hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia consists of the prefix hypo, root word glyc, as in glucose, and a suffix of emia. Deducting that hypo means underneath or below, glyc is a root of glycogen, which means sugar, and emia is a suffix meaning blood. We can conduct that hypoglycemia means low blood sugar. This is a classic example of anatomical terminology. Did you find this video helpful? Consider checking out BodyViz 3D anatomy learning platform for a complete article and activity supporting this video. To learn more about BodyViz and what other resources are available for instructors and students, go to bodyviz.com.